How did Biden do not talking?
How close the police are to him. Almost every police group in the nation from every state, and everybody wanted to get it back to the states, everybody. And China, nothing, and Russia, nothing, and India, nothing. Because I didn't have legislation. I said, close the border. We had the safest border in history.
Not great. But a lot of people have resting 25th Amendment face.
Haha, what an absolute shit show. And we were supposed to believe this is the same guy Democrats kept telling us was sharp, focused, and completely in control. Listen to how Biden is trying to explain his own record here. The man was clearly not all the way there. What a damn joke. Here we have Jon Stewart reacting to Joe Biden's disastrous debate performance. And even he can't ignore how badly Biden struggled. After years of Democrats insisting Biden was sharp, focused, and completely capable of handling the job, this debate left even his own side scrambling for excuses. Take a look.
We know the bar that's been set up for each to pass. Biden has to not look old and not have a senior moment. Go.
Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden.
Need to call a real estate agent in New Zealand. Okay, a high-pressure situation. A lot of times you can confuse saving Medicare with beating it. I'm sure it's not something that repeated throughout the debate, causing Democrats across the country to either jump out of windows or vomit silently into the nearest recycling bin. Anybody can talking. Now, Democrats will say that any criticism like this, especially of Biden, is unfair because you just don't know Biden like they know Biden.
President Biden, who I've been around numerous times just in this last year, is sharp, he's focused, he's bright.
He is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
This is a man who is sharp, who is on top of his game, who knows what's going on.
He's smart. He's on his game.
I was in almost every meeting with the president, and the president was in front of and on top of it all, coordinating and directing leaders who are in charge of America's national security, not to mention our allies around the globe.
Did anyone film that?
Making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with. Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden.
No!
Beat Medicare? What? I truly can't believe this is the guy who was supposedly running our country. I mean, we were told that Biden was sharp, focused, highly intelligent, and completely on top of his game. But that couldn't have been further from the truth. So how exactly were we supposed to watch this and believe everything was perfectly fine? How does someone who supposedly handled major decisions struggle this badly to finish a damn thought? And they really expected us to just ignore it and move on like nothing happened. Seriously, what were they expecting people to believe after seeing all of this nonsense?
Going up to my granddaughter's birthday in New York. Then we're going to watch a debate. And then tomorrow I'm doing 9/11. Now, who am I introducing next? Who's next? She beat Trump so badly in the debate, he's scared to death to beat her again. That's a fact. Mr. President Trump, former President Trump, get a life, man. Help these people.
Will you hold him accountable? You said you were going to hold those accountable.
Public will hold them accountable. You better than the press hold them accountable because you know the truth.
As smooth as it can get, and I very much appreciate that, Jim.
You're welcome. Thank you all. I mean, so I know this sounds bizarre. It sounds like if I said this 5 years ago, you'd lock me up. We got to lock him up. Politically lock him up. But I'm serious. These are the kind of guys you like to smack in the ass. I need that hat.
Want my autograph?
Hell no.
You know my name. Come on.
I ain't going that far.
Yeah, you said you would do a selfie. There he goes.
No one should make the American people question whether their governments will be making sure that this is acting when it strikes. They'll be there. We will, all of us. Eric Dean of the Iron Workers, Tim Driscoll of Bricklayers, April Bell of the SEIU. And to the Gila Indian River community, the Gila, nothing wrong with me.
What a damn shit show these Dems were running. Seriously. How did the people around Biden watch this and think, yeah, this guy is completely fine? What a freaking joke. You didn't need to be a political genius to see that Biden was struggling. Hell, Ray Charles could have watched that debate and seen something was seriously wrong. The pause, the stumbling, the unfinished thoughts, everything was right there in front of us. And this wasn't some random interview either, ladies and gentlemen. This was a presidential debate with millions of Americans watching. So how in the hell were Dems expecting people to believe Biden was sharp, focused, and completely in control when the guy was struggling to put basic sentences together? Seriously. What were they thinking? And that's what made this whole thing so damn ridiculous. The people around Biden had spent years telling us he was completely capable. But eventually, you have to stop listening to the talking points and look at what's actually happening. And what we saw that night was not somebody who looked like they were on top of their game. And the funniest part about all of this, the Dems truly wanted us to believe this was normal. Seriously, we were supposed to ignore our lying eyes and pretend everything was perfectly fine. What a freaking joke. Look, you can tell people something over and over again, but eventually reality catches up with you. And that debate was reality, smacking every single one of those Dems in the face. We were told Biden was sharp. We were told he was energetic. We were told he knew exactly what he was doing. Then millions of Americans watched the debate and saw something completely different. So what were we supposed to believe, huh? Pretend we didn't hear the stumbling? Pretend we didn't see the confusion? Or pretend the answers made perfect sense? Come on, people aren't stupid. You can spin a bad poll. Yes, you can spin a bad news story. Yes, but how in the hell do you spin what people just watch happen live on television? How, huh? At some point, you have to trust what you're actually seeing. I truly believe the best thing that could have happened for us and Trump in that exact moment was letting Biden keep talking. Absolutely. Look, why the hell would Trump interrupt him when Biden was already making the case for Trump? Seriously, Trump didn't need to manufacture anything. He didn't need some elaborate attack. All he had to do was stand there and let Biden talk. Because the longer Biden spoke, the more obvious the problems became. And I think Trump understood something important here. The American people weren't stupid. They didn't need Trump standing there saying, look how bad this is. They could see it for themselves. That's what made the moment so powerful. Biden was being given an opportunity to reassure voters, explain his record, and demonstrate that he was capable of handling the job. Instead, his own performance raised even more questions. Why interrupt that, huh? Sometimes the smartest thing you can do in a debate is shut up and let your opponent keep talking and let the American people listen. Let them judge for themselves. And we did. Because when your opponent is struggling this this badly, you don't need to save him from himself. What a freaking joke. But hey, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next one. I'm out. Peace.